Okay, Baruch Hashem, today is the opportunity, our weekly Tanya. We're learning in lessons in Tanya. We had the opportunity to bring together our beautiful Shabbos. So we had a Shabbaton with Nissim Black and family, the Black family, the Brown family, and the Goldsmith family with the Reisha Yeshiva. And there, Nissim began his concert with a very powerful song called Scream. You have to scream to know where you are. This is going to tie in perfectly to what we're learning. And it also ties perfectly into what we've been learning Likutei Moharan and Breslov, the idea of the iron colors, the iron 70 screams that a person needs to do. We talked about it, Shabbos Kodesh and the Shir, the idea that when you make Kiddush, the 70 words, connected the 70 nations, connected the Shivim Panim LaTorah, the Shivim Amim, the 70 Osius, Gematria Yain, Gematria Sod. The Indian is to try scream to Hashem, these 70 screams that break through all the klippers, all the manias, all the preventations, all the difficulties. And in this special section of Tanya, we've been talking about Havata, breaking the YITZCHAK, the Nefesh Bahamis. Obviously, once again, we do a disclaimer, it has to be done in a healthy way. This concept of breaking anything in Yiddishkeit nowadays has to be done with hadracha, with mashpia, with a rav, and with making sure that you're looking after your well-being, your mental well-being, emotional well-being, your physical well-being. As we dedicate the learning again to Shmir Eliyahu for Baruch Ben MASHA, that all the soldiers have Shmir Eliyahu, and we're screaming to Hashem to protect him in the last week of Sadir. Od yasim el libo chalamosav shehem hevel ros ruach mishum she'ein nafsha oila lamala k'mo shekasa miyala ba Hashem naki kapayim b'gomer. Let him consider his dreams in order to humble his spirit. For the most part, they are vanity and affliction of the spirit. Yeah, that was part of what Nissim said Shabbos. Yeah, a lot of the dreams you have are not really anything. There's one dream that his wife had made enough for me. He's told me about it personally many times over the years because it gave a vision of what you have to understand is using a dimyonis to medame on the emes. That's a big clown in Tanya. So that aspect of dimyonis that goes on with the dreams, the imagination, is hevel avolim. But if you're real with yourself, that you have to be of pure soul to really ascend the mountain of the Lord of Hashem, to really experience true visions. Whose soul shall rise heaven while he sleeps to see and absorb matters of Torah and holiness? Most of us, when we go to sleep, we're not going up to the Heikel Baal Shem Tov or the Arizal and learning Chavrusa, like some tzaddikim. Yeah? He has clean hands and a pure heart. Implying the soul of one whose hands or heart are not pure does not ascend. That's why his dreams are patch of vanity and foolishness. Most of us, we just dream nonsense, so we shouldn't take it to heart. Furthermore, those who originate from the evil side come, attach themselves to him, and perform him in his dreams and mundane affairs. Daf Chafhei Amud Aleph Amud Ayin Sham Barikas. See it there and discuss at length. We see from the Zohar that one may evaluate by studying the content of his dream. Therefore, he can humble his spirit even if he finds himself free of sin. In this way, he may crush the Sitrach within him. Remember that we're learning this whole theme in this Perek of crushing it, breaking it, speeding it up. It's the other side, once again with the disclaimer, done healthily. But the dreams is an example. Not only are they nonsense, but they're also mocking us of where we're at. Yeah, they're showing us that we had a lot of work to do. Yeah, it's quite a strong Tanya. Like we usually associate Chassidus with Simcha and Machshal Alev, very like intellectual. When we come to the Baal HaTanya, we're going to see here that he's very much on the same path as Rabbi Nachman in terms of screaming to Hashem, in terms of using the midah of Kas in a holy way. Rigzu using the aspect of Kas b'kedusha. It says Baruch Mezovich, one of the names we had for our son, for your brother, my son Baruch YITZCHAK. Baruch is the Indian of Kas b'kedusha. That was what the Baruch Mezovich, when he passed away, the Zohar was left over on that page, which talks about holy Kas, using it in the right way. Hine kama sha'arech be'inyanim eile b'machshavavto gam be'inyano svarim lios libo nishba b'kibo. Let's see the Mas Chayav Mamish. Hi Bizem and Mas Mavaz the Sitra Achim Mashpele La Afa, Mavid the Migdalosa, Vegasas work of Vosa, Shkavia Sasma or Kedushas Nefesh, Alikis La Hashich Oira. Yeah, this is an intense Indian that Tanya's bringing around. But the crushing of this, the longer he reflects on his matters, both in his own thoughts and by delving deeply into Sfarim, he speaks of these holy inyanim, is to break his heart, Hashver Salev, and remember himself shamed. He's shamed and despised in his own eyes. You have to be real. You have an animal nefesh, and you have to be ashamed by it a little bit. Yeah, the more you despise and disgraced by his very life, the other side, casting it down to the ground, humbling it from its haughtiness, because that's part of the thing, the yeshus, the feeling of I'm something. You have to break that animal spirit, the ego, yeah? The aspect that makes you feel pride, yeah, self-exaltation, where you, God forbid, you make yourself into a yesh that's a healthy yesh, a yesh that means that, like, when you start screaming, like, my Torah is more important than, the mitzvah in front of you, or the Ratzon Hashem, or the people around you. That kind of yeshus, taking the Torah and making it into a yesh, into something that overcomes the Ratzon Hashem, overcomes the mitzvah in front of you. That's you have to. That's the nefesh bahamis. That's the animal spirit using the Torah for its ego, and you have to break that side of it. And it's obscuring the radiance of the neshama. The soul wants to shine through, and wants to light up your nefesh bahamis and transform it. That's what we spoke about Shabbos day, the transformation of the physical into ruchnius, that's the whole point of the Torah, not just to just learn Torah and become a malach. Remember the rabbi said that Rabbi Goldhirsch said the other day, he said the Torah is either be a malach or a galach, but there's also another third point. You have to transform the nefesh bahamis to become more shaykh to the Indian of malach, of malachim, of holiness, of kedusha. And Roim Aleya Kol Rash Roges V'Shafela. He should thunder against it. This is where you see the screaming, with a strong and raging voice. Yeah, we say this famous pasuk from Tehillim, from Psalm Daled, the fourth Tehillim. Yeah, the fourth Tehillim in Tehillim. Yeah, Krishma Lamita, very good. And that's the idea of screaming against the other side. It's holding us. Don't just take it passively. We're here to, it's like a war, it's an inner war. It's not just a war outside of us with our enemies, physical enemies. It's a war within. And we have to scream against the side of ourselves, that we have to use that holy anger to rage against the inner voices that are negative, that are harming our avodas Hashem. This means we should rage in his mind against YITZCHAK. Yeah, the Yitzu Hara, the animal soul, which is evil impulse. But Kol Rash with a strong, stormy indignation. Yeah, and what do you say? Lomalo, this is a Baal HaTanya giving you advice here. Yeah, listen. Ata Rav Rasha, Meshokid, Misoyev, and Manuvu. Indeed, you are truly evil, wicked, abominable, loathsome, and disgraceful. You don't say that to other people. No one else has to hear this conversation. It's not for anybody else. It's between you and Hashem. Start going around saying it to other people, that's also yeshus. And I say it to your parents, it's yeshus. You have to have this conversation within to put the ego and the nefesh bahamis in its place. Yeah, you're not crazy. You're not, God forbid, like someone who has two different personalities. It's an actual issue where a person can get, God forbid, like schizophrenic. We're not talking about schizophrenia. We're talking about a very clear awareness of you have a neshama, there's a nefesh elokus, and you have a nefesh bahamis, and you have to learn how to deal with the nefesh bahamis. This is the Sadir giving you the path in a real way, how to process this real part of yourself. You have an animal spirit, and you have to discipline it. It needs training, it needs discipline, and this is where you have permission to use anger in a holy way, to rage against it, and to put it in its place and say you are truly evil, to identify what it is, to not identify with it. The world out there, they identify with the Nefesh Bahamis, they think that that's who they are. They're their guf, they're their taivas, they're their taivas mom and taivas noshim, all this stuff. They identify with it. We have to identify with the Nefesh Elokus and tell these forces what they are. That they are loathsome, abominable, disgraceful. It's not for me. I'm better than this. Yeah, like we always say, there's pasnished, the MS. And that's the idea which that we have to go. And then we're just going to one more nakuda because it's important in the middle of something. I must say, how long will you obscure the light of the blessed Ein Sof? This is the Baal HaTanya is showing you how he talks to his inner world. How long will you obscure the light of the blessed Ein Sof? Which pervades all the worlds, was and will be. Gamba mochim zesh ani alav kamosha or Ein Sof BORUCH, and even in the very place which I stand, just as the light of the blessed Ein Sof was alone, levado kodem shenivra olam, before the world was created, bli shum shinui, was utterly unchanged. Yeah, and this light it never changed, and we have to overcome it. This nefesh bahamis is blocking, obscuring this inner godly light. Ani Hashem lo shenisi. Read what it says. Ani Hashem lo shenisi. I am Hashem, I did not change. Yumala ma'azman. Yeah, for he transcends time and so on. So machazi yourself that you're part of something which is nissi. This is one of the nakudas I was saying. Or Pnei Melech. Yahalechun. We were saying from the Bnei Yisrael in Shabbos. You have to go in the light of Hashem. That's halacha. It has a kiyum. The Megillah Esther has a kiyum. All the doiris. We have to re-receive the Torah daily. Kabbalas Torah, Parshas YISRAEL, Parshas Mipotim, the siyum of Shobavim. This is a time to get excited for the Torah and to put in place the Nefesh Bahamis. So it shouldn't be running our life, huh? Last week, Mishpatim is the Rabbi Ravin. It's the 8th Ratzon of Shobavim. With all the different Dikduk Halacha and Mishpatim and all Nashav and Nishma this week's Parsha. This is the time to make a kiyum in our Yiddishkeit, to put in place where the identification is with Hashem and our godly soul, not our Nefesh Bahamis, but our Nefesh Bahamis has to be talked to, has to be worked to. Vata manuvu, you have to say repulsive one. Deny the truth which is so plainly invisible. That all is truly nothing in his presence, visible to the eye. In this way he will help his divine soul, lightening his eyes, to perceive the truth of the unity of the infinite light of the Ein Sof. We're going to stop at this point. Yeah, and as though with physical sight, you get to a level where you start to see the kolos and brochim of Kabbalas Torah. The Torah becomes alive. Your neshama becomes alive, becomes a chai. You have chiyas. You have true life. Chai kayam. Am Yisrael chai v'kayam. The real Am Yisrael. The yesh shishis ribias osos of the Torah. The Torah comes alive. Your chelik of Torah comes alive. Yiddishkeit should be with chiyas and with energy, and that's how you have to fight with the Torah, not shvacha ma'ases. You have to be like a warrior. Mamish, a warrior, fired up. This is the core of the whole divine service. The whole of the divine service is hearing and the desire and longing for Hashem. The level of perception is kind of sight. And you hear how this ties very nicely with Rabbi Nachman's Torahs, Likutei Moharan, of screaming to Hashem and his spodidus. And the tikkun of bris is going to come from screaming to Hashem, the shobavim, really talking to Hashem, making a relationship very real. And it's not for other people. Once again, this is a personal thing. Yeah, you can talk about it if you want chizuk, but it's not something. The rigzu is something very inward. It's an inner thing. And remember, in the end, we mentioned on Shabbos that Hashem is having rahmanas on us, mercy on us, and helping us with this. Shvisi Hashem negdi tamid, tov lev mishta tamid. Hashem's constantly with us, helping us with this, and giving us the koyach to fight this battle with atzlacha b'mehei v'meinu amen. Have a beautiful week and a good siyum of Shobavim, and we should be zocheh to Nissim and Nishma and the two crowns of our neshama, and dance with all of our Am Yisrael, the Torah b'shleimus b'mehei v'meinu amen.